U-GeekTV.
Congratulations, Madam Webb. You're no longer the worst movie I've seen this year. The Crow is really, really, really bad. Let's get into it.
First thing you liked about me.
I thought that you were quite brilliantly broken.
You feel like my person.
You feel like my person.
What's the worst thing you've ever done?
I saw things. I shouldn't have seen any of it.
Welcome back to U-GeekTV. I am your host, Jarius, the Unapologetic Geek, and I am back with another unapologetic review. And this time I am talking about The Crow, which is a movie that honestly was sent to torment us, moviegoers and movie reviewers. Like always, on the front end, I'm going to give a spoiler-free review, and on the back end, pause. I am going to get into some kind of spoilery discussions. I won't hold you long. It's just a few things I have to say about this film, and I got to go into spoilers, unfortunately, or fortunately, depends on how you look at it. But anyways, without further ado, let's get started with the spoiler-free review. Simply put, like I said in this intro, this shit is a waste of time. It's very rare that I go to a film or to the movie theater and I'm just really sleepy like that. Like I have my own personal struggles. I'm someone who lives with sleep apnea or whatever, but I can pretty much stay awake when I'm at the movie theaters. But it's very rare that I'm sleepy, mainly because of boredom. Like I can be exhausted, but boredom is king with this film. And this shit was about to put me to sleep. I had to get up. I actually saw this with my wife. Had to get up and go and get popcorn to keep both she and I awake. It was that bad. I'm going to tell you how bad this is. And I'm going to channel the spirit of my wife to properly review this in a spoiler-free context. There were several instances where she turned to me and she asked, "Are you ready to leave?" Or she said, "I want to leave. And the only reason I'm still here is because I know you can't leave." Because she understood that the integrity of this review demanded that I stay in my seat. I'll tell you this, if I wasn't doing this for you all, I definitely would have got up and left. I had just left Hobby Lobby. I saw some shit I wanted to buy. I would have went back and got that shit. Somebody owed me some goddamn money. And I didn't even really pay for this like directly. I got the AMC A-list, so neither one of us paid the traditional way to get into the theater, but somebody owes us money and time. And unfortunately, I can't get either of those things back. There are two characters, your two main characters, that are highly unlikable in this film. I honestly didn't understand what the big deal was with Shelley. And Eric Draven in this film is insufferable. Like he's doing all this pounding and crying. And yes, I understand that, you know, he suffered a tragedy and that's why he became the Crow. But goddamn, man, just grow some. Do what you came to do. You are a spirit of vengeance. Venge some shit. Just go ahead and go out there and just take some people out. But no, he has a sulk. Like he's not as cool as the original Crow. And I'll be honest with you, I think the original Crow, while good, like it's really an above average movie to me. I feel like it's overrated by its fervorous fans. Or at least I felt like that until I watched this reboot, remake, or whatever it is. Now, the original Crow, that's a fucking classic to me. Y'all got it. All you original fans, I'm on your side now. That's a classic, and this film never needed to be rebooted, remade, any of that. To me, what they should have done, seeing as how the Crow can kind of be different people and they've experimented and worked with that, you should have just had a different person be the Crow. Get as far away from the original Crow as you can and just have a different Crow. But no, they wanted to honor the original Crow, whatever. You know, they don't make any direct references to the old movie or anything like that. They wanted to honor it, and they just had to do an Eric and Shelley's story, and it's abysmal. The pace of this film is embarrassing. It, like several times, I just sat there and said, just get on with it. And when they finally do get on with it, it's the third act of the film. Now, I will say this: there is a supremely, well, I'm not going to say supremely, it's a really good action sequence towards the end of the film. It's extended, it kind of runs on a little bit too long, like most of the stuff in this film, but it's good, it's bloody, it's gory, and it really grabs your attention. I give them credit on that, but by that time, it's too little too late. The villain sucks, Shelley sucks, Eric sucks, the writing sucks, the direction sucks, the cinematography sucks, the city that they're in sucks. All of it looks bland, stereotypical, or like it was written by maybe a teenager back in the early 2000s or something like that, when goth was really on its shit. This film is not worth your time in any medium. It's just not enjoyable. By even somebody who likes bad movies, this shit sucks. I'm pretty sure you all know where I'm going with this, but we got to get there. It's time for the verdict. And for me, The Crow is an unapologetic hot ass mess. Yes, it gets a 0 out of 5 for me. My God, it's just, do not suffer through this. Please, please do yourself a favor and just say no. Just say no. Like, a studio should have said no to this movie. That kind of no. Just absolutely not. Now, let's get into a little bit of spoiler talk. You know what really kind of grinds my gears when it comes to this movie, besides the fact that it just shouldn't have been made in the first place, and the Crow fans were 100% right about it, and I have to agree with them no matter how ridiculous they can be at times when it comes to this property. What grinds my gears is when I'm given two characters that I really don't give a shit about, and Eric and Shelley are just some punk ass bitches, both of them. Just being honest. Shelley is essentially a degenerate. She finds a way to, well, she uses her drug, I guess addiction, or no, it's not. Her recreational drug use, she uses that to get thrown in jail or like a rehab facility or whatever. There she meets Eric, who, again, I guess also is really into drugs. And somehow they fall in love just like that. And it's really random. And it's kind of pushed quickly, and you don't understand why, especially when you consider how plotting this film already is, but whatever. And they escape, they have sex, they claim they're in love or whatever. And my thing was, the person she was trying to get away from was like this supernatural dude who whispers in people's ears and essentially makes them unalive themselves or do something especially heinous, which is what he did to Shelley. Instead of her moving out the fucking city, getting the fuck out, and she had the money to do so, she just stays there like this dude isn't right around the corner and more than likely aware that she's out. And yeah, it was really stupid. Like, these people chose sex and drugs over their own safety, and her not really sharing what it is that she did or whatever puts Eric in danger. He dies. And at this point, you think that the film is about to get interesting, and it just simply doesn't. He goes to the other side. He talks to this old dude who I didn't even bother to look up his name before I did this review. Um, and this dude is like, okay, you got the power of the Crow, go exact vengeance. And he's such a bitch about doing it. Like, he's still, but he tries to kill the people that are responsible for Shelley's death, but he's just being a complete bitch about it. And then they bring him back to the other side, and they're like, look, man, you're not cut out for this. Like, we're going to take away your immortality. The dude is invulnerable. He's supposed to have like this enhanced strength thing going on and all that kind of stuff. And he's immortal. They just took that shit away, and it was like, you're not cut out for this. He then makes a deal to bring Shelley back once he completes his quest for vengeance. And I'm like, you just barely met this girl, man. Yeah, you had sex with her, but what is it? What is it about Shelley? And that's something that you got in the original that you didn't get here. Like the original, first of all, they were already in a relationship. And secondly, you can tell these people were truly in love with each other and had at least spent significant time together. And you understood where their Eric Draven was coming from. But this one, he just wanted to do some shit. He just got in with a degenerate, fell in love with her in a drug-filled stupor. And here we are, and everything is so unearned in this film, man. Everything. So the second time he comes back as a killing machine, as a spirit of vengeance, like he's supposed to be. You get some great kills or whatever. And the movie just kind of goes and ends. What pissed me off is at the end, Shelley gets her life together. That's when she chose to get her life together. Dying and coming back, she was straight. And Eric Draven is just off in the sunset, just in hell somewhere, I presume. Anyways, man, this movie was bad. It was really bad. And like, this is one of those situations where I really wonder what was the point, because The Crow, while a decent property, it wasn't like a blockbuster property like that. Like, it wasn't a lot of people clamoring for it to be made. Why was this greenlit? Like, did somebody just want to waste some money? And it never, well, I'll say this, the trailers did look pretty interesting for the most part, but it never looked like it was going to be able to stand up against a lot of the heavy hitters that are in theaters now. And I don't understand why this wasn't made. And at the very least, it could have gone straight to DVD. As you may know now, if you keep up with that kind of stuff, it absolutely bombed. So there's no chance of a sequel, and more than likely, this entire franchise is put to bed. Unless it's created or remade into a TV show or something like that. That I could see happening. But in terms of another feature film, that shit over with, man. Over. Anyways, did you see The Crow? Let me know what you think in the comments. Continue to like, continue to share, continue to subscribe. I got a bunch of new subscribers over the weekend. Thank you so much. I think I'm going to do an appreciation video for that as well, so stay tuned. But yes, until next time, I'm Jarius, the Unapologetic Geek, and I am out.